ladies and gentlemen on YouTube. My name is Robert Serrano Jr., and I am the natural born thriller because I am the natural and I'm born to be the thriller. And if you don't like it, beat it because no one wants to be defeated. I'm just saying. So, what's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to this Impact Wrestling review, this show from January 4th, 2018. 2018. So what I'm about to do right now is give you quick results, my thoughts, my analysis, and a rant. What happened for this edition for Impact Wrestling? I'll get to that momentarily, but yeah, unfortunately, I'll get to that later though. I also want to say I didn't get a chance to do this last night because I was planning on doing it last night, but something happened to me last night. I don't want to get into that much, but let's just say that I wasn't feeling myself last night. But that's neither here nor there. Let's just move on from that. But anyways, so this will be your review for Impact Wrestling. So let me get my notes here so I can get things started. So this is Impact Wrestling starting a new year, under the when it comes to Anthem. So I was wondering maybe if the show's going to be a good show, except for that one thing I'll get to that later. But it ends up being more than just one thing that really went downhill from there, and then it started picking up a little bit, and then from there I was like, okay, this show was like a whatever show. But again, I'll get to more of that later. But maybe pull the results. All right, okay. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. It's not for Impact Wrestling. All right, we go. This is for Impact Wrestling. All right, so Impact Wrestling. And Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. For the January 4th, 2018 edition for Impact Wrestling, we had Josh Matthews and Jeremy Borash on commentary. So the first hour shows the American Top Team showing up, which it was Dan Lambert and the other guys, these other MMA guys. Basically, Dan Lambert says that he's got this, he's gonna do this on his own. We'll get to that later. Then they show a video package for the Impact matches that was laid out for Impact Wrestling. Now I've been doing these notifications on or should I say reminders about the show for Impact Wrestling, for the matches that are going to be featured. One match was not featured on the show, but I'll get to that later. But I thought I was a letdown because of that, when it came to that situation. And one match that was not announced to be on the card. But again, I'll get to that when we get to it. So yeah, basically, like I said, a video package to start the show, basically to give us a hype of it. Except for that one thing that wanted us to get a hype about, and that was about basically the career versus career match between Dan Lambert and James Storm. But again, I'll get to that later. So the show opened up with an X Division Championship match. You got Taiji Ishimori versus the champion, the X Division champion Trevor Lee, being accompanied by Caleb Conley. Match itself was pretty good. Pretty good start for Impact Wrestling. At one point they went to a commercial break, and then they came back from commercial break. And during the time these two having a match, between Taiji Ishimori and Trevor Lee, Caleb Conley, obviously for being out there, he got involved in the match to try to screw over Taiji Ishimori's opportunity to become the X Division champion. Sure enough, basically get counters after counters, a lot of good moves from Trevor Lee and from Taiji Ishimori. In the end, Taiji Ishimori ends up getting the win by going for, I believe it was the 450 splash. That's his finishing move from the top rope, and gets the 3 count in the win. So you're a winner and new Impact X Division champion, Taiji Ishimori, and well deserved. Very good. Taiji Ishimori, to kick off Impact Wrestling with a match. Good start for 2018 because it's a new year for Impact Wrestling to to start something new and fresh. Um, and they delivered by crowning a new X Division champion for Impact Wrestling, which again, Taiji Ishimori, well deserved, well deserved. So then we get to Taiji Ishimori going backstage. Also, he gets confronted by Desmond Xavier. Desmond Xavier let him know, yeah, basically congratulations to him, and he's basically letting him know he's going to be granted that X Division championship. So that'll be nice to see, by the way. Taiji Ishimori versus Desmond Xavier. We'll see how that turns out. But for as of right now, they're going to try to get Triple Lee out of the way for when it comes to him getting a rematch for the title, because the whole rule of invoking your rematch when it comes to having the rematch clause. Also, we get to a promo, or should I say, an intense promo from Conan. He's basically always at the his at the LAX hideouts, where Conan has cut a promo to these crackers, white crackers to to OVE, especially to Sami Callihan, where he talks about the last time these two what comes to Conan and Sami Callihan, last time those two were together, Sami Callihan threw a fireball in his eye. He was being intense with his promo, and he was all fired up. So yeah, we'll get to OVE and LEX later, but yeah, that right there that tells you right there that it's gonna shit was about to go down. So yeah, maybe move on. All right, next we get to Mackenzie Mitchell. She interviews the Cowboy James Storm, and basically the promo that James Storm cut was a very passionate promo when it comes to him being a professional wrestler, being in the business of Impact Wrestling for since day one, when it was called TNA Wrestling, or should I say NWA/TNA, and then later on they decided to just call it TNA, and now it's called Impact Wrestling, and then before it was called GFW, but now it's back to Impact Wrestling. Yeah, but James Storm basically said that that this company that he's talking about, this company has given him everything, and they something about James I can't remember the exact word that he said, but basically he was putting over Impact Wrestling as being the best company that when it comes to giving the right guys the opportunities, right? We'll get to that again. I'll get to that match between James Storm and Dan Lambert later, and then I'll let you know how I feel about that after James Storm cut this promo. But it was a good promo, though, a very good promo for James Storm, obviously, and again we'll get to that later. As we get to the to the Impact Grand Championship title match, which ends up being a three-way match for the very first time when it comes to the Grand Championship. You got Falaba versus Matt Sydal versus the defending Grand Champion EC3. So same rules when it comes to the Grand Championship title match. 3 judges, 3 rounds, once every 3 minutes, and the first round went to Falaba. Second round went to EC3. The third round, they went for Matt Sydal teasing to win. And like I said, I don't remember if I did that review when it came to that. Yeah, I think I did. Where I'm like, Matt Sydal's taking too long to do the move. His finishing move, the shooting star press, and he did it here again. This time, Falaba got involved, and then EC3 tried to take down Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal knocks him down. And then he goes for his his 450 splash, but once again, too little, too late. He took time. He took his time. I was fucking pissed off at that point. Like again, they're doing the same spot again, and the match ends. So there was no way to know who won the third round until we heard the split decision from the judges. So the third round goes to EC3. So therefore, winner and still your Impact Grand Champion, EC3, and I thought it was fucking bullshit. That was complete fucking bullshit. Unbelievable. And they went for the same. They went for the same thing. They went for the same spot again, with Matt Sydal and EC3, and then you add in Falaba in the mix of it. The match itself, it wasn't bad. it was just just an average match. But I'll get to Matt Sydal later because he has a doing a promo later on. But yeah, this was so fucking stupid though. EC3 again, still the champ. What the fuck, man? And then we get Johnny the Impact. He did a promo for him, a video promo, and he was talking all that and like whatever. I didn't care. Moose arrives. Basically, they show a video of Moose arriving, and he was attacked by KM because KM is still trying to prove himself to be that he wants to be part of the American top teams. That he's trying to show he got some intense within them. But I like nope. I can't buy into KM after everything after all the joke promo segments that they did with him in 2017. How am I supposed to take him seriously in 2018? So no, I can't do it. And it's not KM's fault. It's the company's fault for booking him that way in 2017. And now in 2018, now also not trying to take him seriously now because it's a new year. Fuck out of here. But yeah, KM took out Moose because he basically because Moose was going to be there for James Storm, and again I'll get to that match later. Also, we get Mackenzie Mitchell, I might just say. Mackenzie Mitchell interviews Ali. Ali cuts a promo, and it ends up being a passionate promo. What Gail Kim put her saying that she's the future, or whatever. You know, she's she could carry the Knockouts division and all that. Also, we get Lorna Vernez attacking Ali. And by the way, folks, now I'm up to this point. The match that's not gonna be happening that didn't take place on that night from last night. Ali, who's the number one contender for the Knockouts Championship against the champion herself, Lorna Vernez. So yeah, match. I thought that match was gonna be on this night, you know, from last night, but it wasn't, unfortunately. Instead, we got something else that ends up happening, but I'll get to that later. Which I thought was a waste of time, but I'll get to it later. But, I was like, whatever. I am disappointed that they had the Knockouts have a match, not especially when you know. But I guess what they're trying to do here is they're trying to build up Ali versus Lorna Vernez for the Knockouts Championship, which if that's I'm all for it then. But at the same time, I wish they would have Knockouts wrestle on the show, you know, instead of just not having to be on the show. All right, so basically that was the end of our number one. And folks, talking about wrestling for the first hour for Impact Wrestling, 2 matches. Career versus career match between Dan Lambert and James Storm. Loser of the match, their career ends. Basically, that's the whole storyline of it. Now, in this match, folks, I like I said before, I expect this match to have interferences. I expect this match to have you know, shenanigans. I expect this match to be a clusterfuck. I expect Dan Lambert to be trash. I expect James Storm's career to be over. I expect Dan Lambert to beat James Storm. And guess what? I was right. The entire thing of this whole match, I was fucking right. So, Dan Lambert, when we first talk about Dan Lambert here, Dan Lambert was taking too long, taking off his hoodie, you know. Even though the bell rang, but he's like, I'm not ready. I don't need to take my hoodie off and all that. And then James Storm goes after him, and he starts pulling the hoodie off of him. And then, because Dan Lambert can't do anything on his own, Dan Lambert goes for a cover onto James Storm. James Storm kicks out, obviously, but then hold on a second, I gotta do something here. Okay, sorry about that. So anyways, so basically Dan Lambert, like I said, he didn't do shit in this match. All he did was being a fucking coward, trying to be afraid of James Storm. And like, this is fucking trash. Like, what, how the fuck is this entertaining? How is this even considered a fucking match? It wasn't a fucking match. It was a fucking clusterfuck. So then James Storm was getting the better of the American top teams. And then all of a sudden, KM comes out, bashes the beer bottle behind James Storm, back of his head. Dan Lambert goes for a cover, and James Storm kicks out. James Storm gets back up, and then we get two American top teams with beer bottles and starts bashing the head of James Storm, basically their version of well, I was gonna say concertos, but because it's a beer bottle, I guess beer bottle controls, whatever. Anyways, but the point is they smashed James Storm with the beer bottles. Dan Lambert goes for a cover and gets the drink out in the fucking win. Last match for James Storm, his final night on Impact Wrestling, and this is how they fucking treat him. This is how they book his final match for Impact Wrestling, for basically his send off. It was fucking trash. So yeah, Dan Lambert wins, and that means we're going to see more of these fucking MMA guys, these American top teams on my fucking TV for Impact Wrestling every fucking Thursday night. Fucking garbage. So after the match, James Storm says his goodbyes to everyone in the back. And what does everybody do? You know, when it comes to the wrestlers and maybe a couple of staff members, what do? They start clapping. They're clapping for James Storm. Like he put out a good performance or one of his best performance, even though it's his last match. It wasn't anything good. It wasn't anything that was it was nothing. It was fucking trash. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That right there fucking pissed me off. When James Storm was getting that applause for everyone in the back, like he had an amazing match. It wasn't. It was not a match. This is the company shitting on James Storm's career. That's how I look at it. They just shit on James Storm's career. In his last match in Impact Wrestling, this is how they give him a send off. A shitty fucking booking of a match, and I guess of all people, Dan Lambert. This was fucking trash. I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm calling it as it is. This was fucking trash from the very beginning when they started doing this. I fucking hate what they're doing with American top teams ever since they first started doing that months ago. I'm sick and tired of seeing this American top teams now. I'm fucking sick of it. They bring nothing to the fucking table. Nothing. I see no entertainment values for any of these American top teams. And now I'm including Bobby Lashley in there too. For the first time now, I'm adding Bobby Lashley into that mix now. They're bringing nothing to the table in Impact Wrestling right now. This is a fucking waste of my fucking time. And now I move on. Impact Wrestling does this whole video vignette of Where's Abyss. Basically, they show all clips about Joseph Park, trying to look for Abyss. When you want to have Gunner, Velvet Sky, Bully Ray, and whatever. And then show an old school match between Joseph Park versus Bully Ray, where we had a fake imposter of Abyss coming out to save his brother Joseph Park to beat Bully Ray, whatever. Then we get to Chandler Park, who was supposed to be the brother or cousin, whatever, of Joseph Park. When it comes to the Park attorney at law, whatever. But Chandler Park, who's better known as Ethan Page, but they're not calling him by Ethan Page. They're basically going by Chandler Park, and Chandler Park, when it comes to him, he's not a wrestler. It's the same thing they do with Ali. Basically, it's the same thing with like I said, with the Ali character. When it comes to Cherry Bomb playing Ali, where Ali is not a wrestler, she has to be trained to be. She needs some training to be a wrestler and all that. To wrestle. The same thing here with Ethan Page playing the character of Chandler Park, where he needs to start training to be a wrestler and all that. But basically, we had Chandler Park versus John Bolin, whatever his name is, and Chandler Park was getting his ass kicked because keep in mind he's not a wrestler. He's not a real wrestler because of his character. So Joseph Park's watching the match and all that. All of a sudden, this guy named John Bolin who's the opponent for Chandler Park. He tells Joseph Park that no one cares about you, your cousin, or your grandma, or something like that, or mother, or whatever. So Joseph Park punches him, and then Chandler Park goes for a roll up and gets a drink out in the win. Fucking trash. So then after the match, we get Matt Sydal finally calling a promo, even though he should have cut this promo back in from hour number 1. But he decided to save it until hour number 2, which I don't understand. That I don't understand that at all. It makes no sense why he waited until hour number 2 to cut that promo. The promo was that he wants another shot against EC3, but this time let's not do no more of these Grand Championship, the Grand Championship rules when it comes to 3 rounds and all that. Let's just have a regular one-on-one match with no rules. I mean with no rounds. No judges, basically. So, will we get that? I don't know. If they do that, that's fine. But at the same time, if they do that, then it defeats the concept of what the Grand Championship title was supposed to be about. But whatever. All right. Then we get to the World Championship match, which by the way, it didn't happen in Impact. Where that again? Oh yeah, Ontario, Canada. It didn't happen at the arena. It didn't happen in the Impact Zone. It didn't happen in Canada. It happened in Florida. Basically, it was a pre-recorded event that they did between Alberto El Patron versus Eli Drake, where Eli Drake is the Impact World Champion. By the way, they're still calling it the Global Championship, which by the way it's not called Global Force Wrestling anymore. So why they're still calling it the Global Championship belt, I don't know. But whatever. But before the match, they show a video package about the Patron and Eli Drake, hyping up this match. So we get to the match. Match itself, it was decent, but it was just just highlights of it, that. I mean, they show a couple of matches that a couple of the match between El Patron and Eli Drake, where it was going about to 5 minutes on that, and then also they start going to another clip of to basically fast forward it and see where it took them at. Basically the full match of it. I don't know how the full match looked like, but based on how I saw it, I thought it was decent. Based on how it was how it was being presented. So in the end, you got Eli Drake going over Alberto El Patron. He hit him with the championship belt. That's what caused Alberto El Patron to lose. So yeah, Eli Drake is the winner and still your Impact World Champion. And after the match, Eli Drake cuts a promo and saying that basically he's bragging about he told that Alberto El Patron wasn't going to measure up to Eli Drake, and he was right. So now we get to the main event match, which ends up being a tag team, for the Impact World Tag Team Championship. You have LEX challengers, which you have Santana and Ortiz, where they're being accompanied by Conan and Homicide, versus OVE, which you have Dave and Jay Crest, and they're being accompanied by Sammy Callahan, and they're OVE, Ohio versus everything. So the match didn't get underway until until OVE came out to oh yeah, I'm sorry folks. So here's what happened. LEX, they came out first, but they were attacked in the crowd, because that's where they make their entrances. Like kind of like how Aces and Ace does it. But LEX has been doing that before Aces and Ace. But anyways, so LEX comes out. They make their ways to the ring. Also, they get attacked by OVE from the crowd, and then also the match starts. And they basically get to ringside, and that's when they get everything control in control, and they get the match on the way. So. So yeah, now the match itself was pretty good. So coming into the match too, by the way, if LEX would have lost the match, then they will be gone from Impact Wrestling. That means there will be no more feud between LAX against OVE. So the match itself, like I said, was pretty good. Back and forth action between both teams. So then in the end, we had a lot of shenanigans going on, by the way, when it comes to outside interferences from Homicide, from Sami Callihan, even when we got Conan involved. And also they were showing the fact that Ortiz was weakened, taken out by OVE, and Santana has to do this on his own, on his own until finally he tags Ortiz into the match. So yeah, it told a good story there, and it had drama. So in the end, LAX also well, first OVE they went for the double team moves. Looked like it was gonna be over to pull away LAX, but no, LAX is kicking out. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Ortiz who was in the match, who was legal, but so then LAX ends up getting the upper hand, and then in the end, LAX goes for their double team move onto let's see who was it was Jake Crest, and they basically LAX goes over OVE and your winners and new Impact World Tag Team Champions. So basically, two titles on the show changed hands. The first opening match of the Impact X Division Championship was changed hands when Taiji Ishimori beat Trevor Lee, and then we get to the ending of the show where another title changed hands. This time with the Impact World Tag Team Championships being changed hands with LAX defeating the champions OVE. After the match, LAX is you got Santana and Ortiz celebrating in the crowd that they won the tag titles and all that, and yeah, that was a good monumental moment there from LAX. And we'll wait to end the show too, by the way. But with that being said, folks, how far about the show overall? Well, maybe first talk about Total Wrestling for hour number 2. The Total Wrestling for hour number 2. I mean, if you want to add that career versus career match, a match, then whatever. But for hour number 2, it was 3 matches, especially that other match that I thought was fucking garbage. In fact, no, wait, since there was another match on the card too, by the way. So yeah, Total Wrestling for hour number 2, 4 matches. Half of them if you want to call those two matches a match. So, but basically, for the Total Wrestling for Impact Wrestling for the edition of January 4th, 2018, 6 matches. That's Total Wrestling for Impact Wrestling for the from the January 4th, 2018 edition. So my overall strength for the show, folks, they could have done better with this. But they didn't. The one thing that was a huge letdown for me, and went downhill from here, not because of the Chandler versus not because of the Chandler Park match, which I thought was fucking trash, not because of E3 retaining his Grand Championship title, but because of this career versus career match where James Storm had the worst career versus career match ever with Dan of all people, Dan Lambert, where he ends up losing because of shenanigans. When it comes to outside interferences. And again, the way they ended James Storm's career was not the way they should have ended his career. They should have ended the career of James Storm where James Storm could have a nice competitive match against someone else, not Dan Lambert, against someone else, where James Storm could have his career could have ended right there. But no, they didn't do it. They had to do it with Dan Lambert of all people to end James Storm's career. A guy who can't even fucking wrestle, who didn't even fucking wrestle in that match against James Storm, but Dan Lambert goes over James Storm, and James Storm is fucking gone from the company. Wow, what a shitty shunned off to James Storm after everything he's done for that company, for Impact Wrestling. I was thinking about here's the thing. I was gonna give it a 0 out. I was, but there was still some things I enjoy on the show. but it wasn't a good show. At the same time, it wasn't a bad show. To me, I thought it was just a whatever show. Can they do better? They can, but they chose not. They just choose not to. I don't understand why. But with that being said, I'm gonna go 4 out of 10. I'm not good. I'm disgusted, folks. I am fucking disgusted what Impact Wrestling just did to James Storm here. Sure, people may not like James Storm, or some people may not get the whole James Storm character and all that. I get it, but you gotta understand one thing about James Storm. He is one of the he is a good wrestler. He truly is. And the way they treat James Storm here, Impact Wrestling, was fucking bullshit. Especially and the way they ended his career. Excuse me, I'm trying to do an analogy right now. But James Storm, if I was James Storm, I would never go back to that company after having James Storm losing to Dan Lambert, not once but fucking twice. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. But before I go, let me read this one comment. Oh, all right, PlayStation guy in '85. I know who you are. What did he say here? At one time, James Storm could have went somewhere. Now it's really just kind of over for him. Yeah, I agree. They really fucked up with James Storm here. Big time. I fucking hate by the way, I fucking hate Anthem. Anthem's fucking trash. Anthem's is in charge is the ones that are are in charge of Impact Wrestling, and Anthem this is what they fucking give us to start the new year for Impact Wrestling. It's pathetic. This show is pathetic. But with that being said, folks, I'm gonna wrap up from there. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for the comments there. You know, the like comments. Um, so yeah, I'm done. So if it's your first time watching me, my name is Robert Serrano Jr., the Natural Born Thriller. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, give it a dislike. The choice is yours. So, you all have a good night. You all take care. Hopefully next time I'll do the review next on time this time. Because like I said, last night I was so out of it. but yeah, I'm done from there. So you all take care. Have a good night. Peace on the streets, and I'm out.